Here we are in Barcelona airport, unpacking the bikes, ready to set off again. Last time you saw us, we were in Tbilisi in Georgia, and we had to fly out of there. We hadn't got a Chinese visa sorted, things were getting a bit hot in Kazakhstan, so we decided to fly to Barcelona, join a family holiday in Toulouse mid-August, and then back to Barcelona to fly out again to our next destination. So that's the plan, let's see what happens. Hey, afternoon folks. Well, we've had enough for the day. It's like what, 5 o'clock or something, Debs?
Bang on 5 o'clock.
Bang on 5 o'clock, we've had enough. We've picked this little woodland for a wild camp because it's a nice bit of shade and check out the view.
Right.
And now
Quite hot.
we're going to watch the sunset on that there mountain. Hey, morning peeps. Well, that was a nice wild camp. Look at those mountains. Leave no trace. Debs is off already, I better get moving. Let's go. Oh, Celia. What?
Nearly done it.
Debs is broken. We're flogging ourselves to death, man, up this mega steep gravel climb. Mega hot. Also going to see a mountain of salt. I hope it's worth it. How you going, babe?
I think I got a bug.
A bug. She's down. She's breathed out.
Nothing in me.
Nothing.
No energy.
No. And here it is, folks. We won't bore you with the 4 hours of nightmare we've had trying to get through this woodland to the Salt Mountain, but we couldn't do it, so we had to go all the way around the edge, back round here. We're on the road, but you get a little view of the Salt Mountain, and it's closed today anyway because it's Monday. So there you go. Mission failed, Debs.
Yeah.
That's probably not going to make it to YouTube either because it's just... So this is a lovely bit of road. We're on the old road. They built this new road with bridges and tunnels that they don't let bikes on. So we get to ride where there's no cars, Debs.
Very, very nice.
And look at the view. Trouble is, we're ready for a wild camp and it's all a bit steep. We want to be camping down by the river, but we cannot. Hey, well folks, we were starting to lose faith a bit. We thought we're never going to find anywhere too steep to get down to the reservoir. But we found this gravel track, very rough, which is always a good sign. We've parked the bikes up, and I think we might just have a candidate for a top 10. Tell us what you think. We've got driftwood, mountains, big mountains, big lake. We've tested the water already and it's nice and warm, so we might even have a swim later. And festival, a decent breeze to keep the bugs away. Well, we've had a swim in the lake, Debs. We're clean, we're fed, we're watered, we've enjoyed the view, and I reckon it's about time for bed, don't you?
It's definitely Zebedee time. Yes.
Morning, Deb.
Morning, Thomas.
Not a bad place to wake up, eh?
I think pretty wonderful.
That. Lovely wild camp last night.
Really, really nice. Not quite a number one because you have to come down quite a steep dirt road to get here.
I don't think it's even a top 10, to be fair.
You don't?
No, because it's lovely and all, but we've had as good. Well, bye bye wonderful wild camp. Looks even better in the sun, look. Woohoo! But now, the big push. Hey, and there we are, folks. Back on the road. There's the main road, there's the water, and there's our track, and there's Deb's. And that kind of gravel track, when you're hunting through a wild camp, is like manna from heaven. We knew that was going to lead somewhere good, and so it did. But now we've got some Pyrenees to tackle. Up through that Mordor gate there, look at that, proper Lord of the Rings stuff. And then we hit the big mountains. Pyrenees, here we come. Here's a bit of a bummer for us. The tunnel's closed, a real big one too, so all the traffic's been diverted onto our lovely little detour road, which means it's not going to be quite like it normally is. Hey ho, let's go. Yeah, that was over 1 kilometre long, look, nearly a mile long. Now here's one we can't go round. Debs and Tom! Whoa, there we go. Nice and easy. Very well lit. Good on you, Spain. So well lit. And a little bit of a shoulder too, so we're happy with that. But we'd rather have the detour. Let's go. Morning peeps. Well, it's a sad day today because we're going to go across the highest pass in the Pyrenees, which is a climb of about 5,000 feet, and Debs is feeling a bit rough, so she's going to get the bus. Here we are at the bus station in Andorra. Debs, we don't normally do this. Not right, is it? We're not happy, are we? We're not happy, but oh, I don't know.
2 days ago I could barely stand. I was still cycling, but I couldn't stand. I fell off my bike because I couldn't hold it. And I'm definitely improving, but...
It's the right thing to do.
I know.
It's the right thing to do.
I know, but I don't want to do it.
It's alright, Dave. We'll be alright. You'll see me on the way past. And then we'll get salt on the way inside, yeah? Right. Thank you. I'll see you later. Alright, let's get up that hill. It's certainly steep. No idea how far I've come. Maybe... coming up 700-800 feet, maybe 1,000 feet. It's relentless, first gear all the way. Just no rest zone, just up, up, up and away. Let's go. Landscape's starting to change a bit. Tree lines giving out to grass on the top of the hills, so we must be getting higher. Starting to get some proper mountains now too for this. This is where I split from the main road. The main road goes through a huge tunnel, but I'm going to take it left over that last ridge. The end is in sight, folks. I think that mast up there is the top. 11k to France. We're going the long way around. Let's go, let's go. There you go, peeps. That's the top. 2,408 metres. Magic. Back to more normality this morning, folks. Back with Debs. Leaving this ski resort town. Can't remember the name. And we've got 20 mile downhill. Bring it on. Well, that was a great descent, Debs.
That was fantastic.
And now look what we found. A town full of thermal springs, and there's somewhere to rest our feet.
Yeah, it's alright.
Nice and warm.
Yeah, very warm.
Well, we're just coming up this beautiful country lane. Nice big climb. Deb's bike starts making a funny knocking noise. What is it, Debs?
I've actually got snapped forks. Not really sure how it's happened. I mean, we've just been on a plane, had it in the bus, had it in a lift, but there's no damage.
That proper snap fork came
Right
over.
down the bottom. I mean, it's protected by the rack, the wheel's fine, so I have no idea what's happened. Yay.
Let's try and make a fix with the cyclist's best friend.
Yay! Do anything with a cable tie. So Tom's on busy repair and I'm holding the bike up. Here we go with the tie wraps. What's happened there then, Tom?
Just try and stop it moving, you know. I think that's probably good, but I'll give it another one just for good measure. So what about that for a Heath Robinson affair? Hopefully that'll hold it, Debs. We've got about 5 miles to the nearest town.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will trim them off. Well, we've made it actually down the hill to the train station, and they reckon we can get the bikes on the train. So it could be a winner. Within an hour, we've gone from disaster to opportunity.
Took 6 minutes for the train.
And 2 hours later, folks, here we are in Toulouse. Mission accomplished, Debs.
Yep, in Toulouse, 3 days early, but we're here.
Now all we're going to do is find a pair of forks, which could be the hardest part of the mission. Let's go. Well, morning folks. Well, we found ourselves a hotel with a garage to work on the bikes. We found a bike shop that has a surly fork that might fit, but Debs obviously wanted to talk to Fawn first, but it's the weekend so they're shut at the moment. But what the bike shop did have is the king of tyres, which is the Schwalbe Marathon Plus Tour. Good tyres, Debs said.
Yeah, really nice tyres.
And ours have got a little bit of life in, but you know, the tread's going, and you've got things like this.
Oh yeah.
Where the blue's showing through. So they're due for replacement. So while we're waiting for Thorn to reopen, we're going to change 4 new tyres. So let's get on, and then we'll have a closer look at Debs' fork, see where it's broken. So you never quite know until you take them off how bad they are. But look at this. Looks all right, but then you get it deflated. Look at that. That's really perished. Really perished.
That's something that's been talked about on the bike maintenance WhatsApp group, and a lot of them are saying that the Swalbys, the wired ones, are cracking more. Those purchased in the last year or so, and maybe true. Right, so Tom is being the mechanic, and he is removing our emergency get us out of jail free card repair, so we could ride down the hill. Worked fine, nothing moved. Whoops.
Oh,
yeah, you could, don't know whether you got that noise on that little jerk, but you can see it moving now. They've gone.
You can see there the fracture. Look at that.
Wow, that's just right at the dropout, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, let's take the rack off and we'll have a look at it.
We'll get photos before we take the wheel out. We are going to put the new tyre on and strap it back up so I can get to our holiday apartment tomorrow morning.
Right, look at that. So take the weight of the bike.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. If you look actually where it's cracked, no, the surface of the crack where you can see silver, but you can also see rust. Can you see what I mean?
It doesn't look rusted. You can see the inside of the fork there. You can see how that bit's where it starts to come to the
drop
out, like it turns vertical. The paint's good. It's all very silver on the crack. So there you go. That's what a broken fork is, folks. We'll update you with what Fawn says and what we're going to do next. Hey, morning folks. Well, there's Debs with a brand new fork.
Oh yeah, a brand new fork, yeah.
Thanks to Thorn Cycles, who we got in contact with them, and despite it being 4 years old, they sent it out to Toulouse under warranty, and Toulouse bikes fitted it up, so she's back riding, and we're heading back to Barcelona. We've had a nice holiday in Toulouse with the family, and now we're going back to Barcelona because that place has the best connections from the airport to where we want to go, because we've decided where we go next, but we're not going to tell you just yet. Bonjour. So Debs, back over the Pyrenees, and this time you're not allowed to go in a bus.
Hopefully not, hopefully not.
Let's go. I've picked one that's not quite as steep and high, but more repetitive, more repeating. So there's more peaks, but not quite as high. And hopefully you should get some stunning scenery. France is doing all right, although the sun's disappeared. Let's go, Debs. I know it's a nice temperature. It gets to like mid-20s in the day. Yeah. 20s. So it's a lot more pleasant.
So we were riding along the Greenway and I spotted a little sign that said camping cyclists. Why not? Up a bit of the hill, but here we are. This is what we've got. That view. Tom's just opening.
Gave us a bottle of homemade cider, and we've bought some of their homemade cheese that they make with the cows on site. And we're camping in the barn.
And they didn't want any money off us.
Hey, this is the life, folks. There she is. We've opened the cider. We've got a cracking looking tea on, to be fair. And look at that for a view. I think I can see one very happy wife.
Yep, definitely.
So I done it in the garage, and then there's the bikes, and there's the view. Well, Debs, that was a good wild camp, wasn't it?
Absolutely amazing.
In the barn, breakfast on the patio, sunrise to die for. Wait till you see the time lapse for that. You might have done already, depending on where I put it in the video. And now we're off back down the rail trail into the mist. I'm glad we didn't come down there though. Hey up folks, so we've come to see the Fontes Spring, which is a unique phenomena. The spring comes up and down about every hour or so. This is when it's in full flow, but we waited for it to go down and saw it come up again, didn't we, Deb?
We did, and even I was excited.
So here's a little time lapse of it coming up with a lovely French family from Toulouse. Big shout out to you guys for letting us use the footage. Let's go, Deb, we've got a hill to climb.
I expect we do.
Well, Debs, nice way to end the big day of the wild camp.
It is. It's been quite a hard day. Did a big hill at the end of it. Wasn't expecting that. And now I'm having some tonic water without the gin.
Lovely.
Ice or lemon.
Lovely. Look at this for a spot. There goes another good wild camp. Debs is putting it on Overlander. Leave no trace. Beauty. Now we've got to keep climbing up the Pyrenees. But it looks like a lovely sunny day. But it's Sunday and we're a bit low on food. So whether we'll find a shop, time will tell. Let's go, Debs.
Yeah, let's go.
What should we do today?
I think we're going to go for a bike ride.
Oh, getting a bit repetitive this. well, as is my crazy route planning way, we've just come down 1,000-foot gorge just to go up 1,000-foot gorge to get back to pretty much near where we started, but it looks like it could be pretty good, so here we go. We just spotted a little track down off the road. There's the road, and look what we found, Debs. It's only like, I don't know, 2 o'clock, but when you find a wild camp like this, it's hard to turn it down.
Yeah, exactly.
And look at that, there's a lovely swim pool.
Tom's going swimming. Can you see him behind the bushes? Woo! Well done! Just
It's freezing! Woo! That water must have special revitalising powers, because we've been for a swim. Half an hour later we decided to press on up the canyon and not camp here. So let's go and see what else we find, Debs. All fresh and clean. Tomorrow we head that away.
It's a nice morning, not raining. We're going up a hill.
What a way to wake up to that sunrise. It's Deb, she's up. Morning, Deb, how are you?
I'm good. I've done my stretches in the tent, on the mat, and I'm ready to ride up a big hill.
Let's do it, folks, up that hill. Woohoo! What have we got? Show us our goodies. Ham?
We've got tomato.
Show me that baguette.
We've got
Oh,
baguette. Now this is sliced in a very special manner. Basically, when Tom gets on the bike, he kicks it with his leg.
snaps it now. Look at that for a lunch spot, folks. Bring it on. Bring it on. Let's eat. Let's eat. So here's a treat for you folks to add to the greatest, biggest, smallest, heaviest stuff. The world's largest solar furnace. There it is. Not quite sure what it does, but it looks pretty sci-fi. Hey Debs. I think it must heat something up, but I don't know what. There you go. Not much sun today though. Oh, well, I don't know who booked this, but it's raining. No good. Oh well. We've got coats. We've got coats, that's all that matters. Let's go, bumpy, uppy.
Still pretty early, but people are gathering. Ready to watch the racers in the Vuelta fly up one hill or a col and down another. And we're very excited. First time we've seen a real Grand Tour. We've seen the Tour de Yorkshire, which was pretty amazing, but this is one level above.
Right, we're on the last stage. King of the Mountains points up for grabs. Debs is in lead, but I'm on a tail. She's got the Yorkshire flag on. Can we do it? Bloody hell, she's on fire. Yes, photo finish. Hey!
Such a buzz that was. They went by so fast, and I managed to cheer and get a smile from the Ineos drivers as well. It's mint. No idea who's in the lead.
Oh well, Dad, what a downhill that was. What are the numbers on that? That was awesome.
I think it's 22 miles.
22 miles.
21.9.
And a
Average 17.5.
17 mile an hour. There we go. That's the downhill and a half. Trouble is, we've got to go up 2,000 feet now.
Yeah.
We're over the Pyrenees yet again, back into France. We're in Spain at the minute, but we're going back to France. Let's go. Hey, so we're on this lovely old railway now. The old iron and coal railway, I think it's called, because it went to iron and coal mines. And we've got this lovely fitness trail, and it looks like we might have a little baby tunnel coming up. Debs and Tom! That's more like it. Slight change of plans. We've just crossed the Pyrenees from the French side, and now we're in Spain, heading to Barcelona to get the airport to La Paz and continue our South American journey. It's August the 29th today, so we were going to get there maybe 3rd of September, 4th of September, fly out to La Paz and have spring there and head down to Patagonia for their summer. But Jim, my son Jim, decided to run and swim and bike the Barcelona Ironman, which is on the 5th of October. So a month later than we would have flown out. And we really want to go and see him. So what we've decided to do is go back over the Pyrenees to France, go and hit some Alps, maybe even go up Mount Ventoux, spend another month in France, come back over the Pyrenees for a third time to Barcelona, and then fly out to La Paz maybe sort of 10th of October, which we figure should just about still give us enough time to get down to Patagonia for summer and get that done before the autumn comes around over there. So there's the change of plans. So we've got another month for you in the Pyrenees and the Alps, folks. Let's go. It's climbing. We're on a railway. We're going up. We're going up. Here we go again, folks. Over the Pyrenees, third time. 2,000 foot climb. We've got 500 in the bag. How's it going, Debs?
Mountain biking beforehand, really.
Yeah, we've had a tough road to get here, but quarter of the way up, 3/4 to go, soon be halfway, and it looks like we're going to get wet again. I think, looking at that, we're going into the clouds. Hey Debs, we did it. The Col de Alice. Back over the Pyrenees for a third time. How do you feel?
Very happy to be at this point.
Worst of the rain held off for us too.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
And look at that view. That's worth it, I reckon. Get layered up, get some layers on, and go downhill into France. Lay it up nicely for the downhill.
I know.
Let's go down there into the mist.
Look at me.
Morning folks, well the sun's come out this morning for us. It's nice and warm and we're climbing up this beautiful country lane just in the foothills of the Pyrenees. Now we're not crossing them again for a while, but they're still pretty hilly, but very beautiful, very beautiful. See that there, that's a cork tree, and what they've done there is strip the bark to make cork. I remember that from the first time we were in Spain.
Yeah,
Then.
yeah.
Huh? Look at that. Doesn't look like the tree will survive, but it does.
Yeah.
Pretty nasty though. That been skinned alive.
But that one's gone.
That one's had a load taken off. Look. Skinned alive.
All up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lots of them.
And it's a form of oak tree, Quercus. Quercus suber maybe? I'll put it up there. There we go. Cork. Natural product. Here's one, I imagine a couple of years later, starting to recover, starting to build up its bark again. Look at that. Two, maybe just a year or more. I don't know how long it takes to recover. But look at those. Maybe last year, maybe the year before. And over there, look, you can see the Mediterranean Sea. Perpignan. I think when we come back to Barcelona, Debs, we might take the coastal route.
I think so. Be nice.
Well, climbed up a git massive hill in these beautiful Pyrenees to see an ancient dolmen. Not sure how old it is, but several thousand years old I'm sure, and here it is, check it out. Hey, alright peeps, well we've come to see the bottom of this valley, a Roman aqueduct that apparently is still functional 2,000 years later, Debs. You're going to stop here and have some more lunch because you're knackered, aren't you? I'm knackered too, but for now let's go down the hill. And I think this is the good bit where rather than go back over the top, I can actually go through the middle of a viaduct, which is pretty cool. Please, please, please. Yes! Wicked! Look at that. Well, eh? What a treat that was, eh? What a treat. Fantastic, fantastic.
Bit of a change today. You've got me for a moment or two. I'm not sure if I'll be any good at this, but after 4 years I should have a practice, at least have a go. Let's see what you can see. So we've done a couple of miles. That's where we were last night. Hopefully you can see it. And of course we're up because we're in the Pyrenees. Oh wow, this canyon's gonna be something else. But we've lost Thomas somewhere there behind those rocks. Give him a minute. Yay, there he goes. Hope you can see him. Just look at what's down there. Holy smoke. I've never been particularly religious, but I don't know, I'm getting there now. Side, well, a few hundred yards down along, and here's a lesser spotted Thomas coming, I think. Rush hour, we've got a camper van, so I'm going to pull in. Come on, camper van, you're not going to die. I'm turning it off now. Well, we've been through a few gorges in our time. We've even had rock falls on us, but I gotta say that section there was one of the most dramatic, if not the most dramatic gorge we've been through in our 4-year trip. Cannot for the life of me remember the name. I'm sure Tom will add it above though. And it's got one of those endings now where you think, where the heck do I go? Well, best made plans of mice and men, as Shakespeare said, or somebody. Everything was going well. We had a few fantastic days riding, and then we got this slightly familiar pose from Tom. We've seen him laid up like this before, but in this instance, what's wrong now, Tom?
My back's gone. Don't know what's caused it. Just went like that. Can't flipping move. Been stuck here for 2 days in this village. This lovely Michelle's restaurant. She's given us a room upstairs, but screwed. I can't move, so we're going to get a taxi to Perpignan and get a doctor, I think, to see what I can do, because I've had a bad back all my life. My dad gave it to me, but never been like this. Absolutely killer. Tragic to see all this. Look at this. That's not how we want to be.
No. Time to go.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
Merci beaucoup.